Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of On God's Front Porch. Today is Monday, November the 17th. It's in the evening time. Right now it's about 4 o'clock, and it's hot. I mean, it's 74 degrees according to the thermometer, and I sweated up getting in here. But I'm on a local WMA today, and about 3 days, RJ and I will be at a different WMA hunting a bonus hunt for a couple of days. So tomorrow I'll be getting ready for that. But I'm out here today. I'm hoping something will happen. But either way, I'm glad you're here. Stay tuned. All right, back at the truck. Didn't see anything this evening. It cooled down a lot once the sun came down. It was a nice, cool evening, calm, but I don't even think I saw a bird. I may have heard a couple in the distance, but that was it. So, nothing exciting this evening, but I'm going to be back, Lord willing, in the morning before daylight, sitting in the same tree. So, y'all stick around, and I'll see you after the sun comes up. Good morning. Back in the same tree that I was in yesterday evening. Cool morning this morning, like 38 degrees. Calm. Just turned daylight good. Birds are chirping. No deer yet. I've already rattled and grunted good. Just at the crack of dawn. Probably 15 minutes ago. Let's see what happens. All right, shots fired. I don't know how much of that you can see on my action camera because I think that deer, a doe, was about 105 yards away. It was actually 3 does. I think maybe a mama and 2 yearlings, not fawns. At least she was definitely the bigger of the 3. So I watched them back over here to my right earlier, and they were passing from behind me towards my front at, I thought, around 80 yards or so. And then I didn't see them anymore. And then they just showed up out here at about my 2 o'clock, at about 100 yards. And it was going to have to be a pretty good presentation for me to take a shot. I'm shooting a 30-30 this morning, and I needed everything to be right at that distance. And I think so. I waited for the lead doe, what I think was the mama doe, to be broadside at out there, and then I shot, and I definitely hit her. She stumbled but ran off, so I don't know how far, because she didn't go 5 yards and she was out of sight. I didn't hear her crash. But that was at about 9:05 this morning. I'm going to give her at least 10 o'clock. I'm going to give her about an hour anyway. Earlier, I had grunted in a spike. And he came in to my right and stopped at about 40 yards and then circled around, staying at around 40 to 60 yards. Made almost a complete circle, stopping and looking in my way. Finally turned and went away, and I decided to have a little fun. I grunted again, and sure enough, he turned around and he came back. He only got within about 50 yards at this point, but then he stopped and he's looking, and he finally gave up looking and turned around and walked off. And then 30 minutes later, I seen these does, and I seen the two other deer behind her, behind the one I shot, and I made sure they weren't bugs. And then I took the shot at her. So it's a good morning. I just hope I can find her. All right, it's about 10:15. I just got on the ground. It's been about an hour since I shot at that doe. It's very thick in here, so I've got, and everything looks the same from above, a bunch of pine trees, bunch of thick stuff, so no definitive landmark. So I marked on my Onyx approximately where I saw her last, and I got a bearing on my compass, so hopefully I'll be able to walk straight to the at least general area to start my look. So we'll see. Well, y'all, I've been out here looking for 20 minutes without a spot of blood and was just about to give up. And then I walked over here a little bit further than what I thought she'd be. And there's a deer. Thank you, Lord. She was actually over there on the other side of this thick stuff. And that's where I was grid searching back and forth over there, back and forth. But then she ran through here and came to a stop on the other side. And I was going back and forth, and then I came around on this other side, started walking over here. I was actually beginning to think I missed her, knowing that she reacted like she was shot, but I was telling myself, maybe it's a clean miss. But nope, there she is. Normally, I would quarter up my deer, put them in the ice bags, and tote them out in the backpack, but there's my truck. This deer actually ran to another road and was only about 50 yards near this road. So I was able to drive around, and then instead of worrying about ice bags in the backpack, I just brought my cooler out here. And so there she is, all quartered up. We got 4 quarters, 2 back straps, and some extra neck meat and some other trimmings. So now I'll take the cooler out, go get some ice, and get ready for the next one. Good morning. It's Thursday morning. Right now it's about, I don't know, little after 4 o'clock in the morning. I got parked here at this place on this WMA at about 3:30. Was actually planning on taking me a little bit of a nap before going in, but I've already had now probably 5, maybe 6 trucks pass by for this bonus hunt. So I'm going on in. It's early, but I'll get me a nap in the tree. Early bird gets the worm, hopefully. So I'll see you from the tree. Good morning. It is
Thursday morning. I'm on a bonus hunt. And I've already heard probably at least 10 shots, if not more. And it's about 7:50. I'm in a spot at the beginning of the season where I killed a doe with a muzzleloader here. So I ain't been back, so let's see what happens.
Well, I'm back on the ground from this morning's hunt. It was an eventful morning, to say the least. About 7:30 this morning, I had someone that was maybe 75, 80 yards from me, where I couldn't see them shoot. So that scared me. They must have came in from the other end because I didn't see them come in, and I was definitely the first one parked where I'm parked. But then about 30 minutes later, I saw a doe come through about 40 yards to my right, and behind her was another doe that actually came out running towards that first doe. I thought maybe at first that was a buck chasing that doe, but it was another doe. I let them walk. I think I got the first one on video. I'm not sure about the second one because I was busy getting my gun ready because, like I said, I just knew for sure it was a buck. And then when I realized what it was, they were done moving on out of sight. And then about 30 minutes after that, I had another doe come across in front of me at about 80 yards. Got a little bit of her on video. And then a little after 9 o'clock or so, I had a buck chasing 3 does out in front of me. And they just ran straight across. Decent buck, a shooter buck. And I had my gun up and I was just waiting for him to present a shot, and never did before they got out of sight. But that was cool. And then about 10 o'clock, dude down here who shot earlier, he must have called in a buddy or something to help him with his deer, because all I've heard now for the last 45 minutes is loud talking. Like, no regard that there might be somebody in the area hunting. They just talking very loudly. It's aggravating. So I've gotten down, fixing to go to camp to set up camp, me and RJ, and then eat some lunch and get back at it and be back with you. Well, it's 2:13 in the afternoon and I'm back in the tree. I'm fairly close to where I was at this morning. I was over behind me where I'm at now, about maybe 100 yards. But now that was in the hardwoods. I'm now in a pine flat where it's a better wind. And I've actually got a camera out here watching a scrape. I've had some good deer on that scrape in the last few weeks. It has died down a little bit on the activity at the scrape in the last week, where it was being visited 4 or 5 times a day by different bucks and does. There for about a 2-week period. It's down now to about once a day. But I know there's still some action going on. This morning I found a brand new scrape in the area, and I seen that buck chasing does this morning. So, in fact, I think that buck ran those does out of those hardwoods right here to this patch of pines that I'm in now. He wasn't the big boy that I've had on camera, but he was a shooter. So it's pretty early in the afternoon, but there's a lot of people here visiting camp. A lot of people are already pulling out of camp. And so I didn't want to lose my spot. So I came on. Plus, with the rut going on, you're liable to see deer any time of the day. So I'm here. I might fall asleep. It's been a long time since 2 o'clock this morning. That 12 hours seems like 24 hours ago. So I'm tired. I might doze off. Who knows? But I'll update you if anything happens. You can see the pines here behind me. That's pretty much what I'm looking at. Deer are traveling through here, though. So I was in here a month ago and seen deer each sit. Nothing I wanted to shoot, but a couple does. But they were here. So maybe the bucks will be behind them today. Y'all stick around.
Well, I forgot to do a video when I got in the trees this afternoon, but moved to a spot. Had a lot of scrapes and stuff, so decided to climb down this trail. It's not easy. I mean, it's real thick, it'll be easy for a shot. But I guess about 5:20, I heard something running. Seen a yearling and a doe come out running. So I was like, man, might be a buck following her. So I waited, and sure enough, there was. But he never come out in the thick stuff. Finally sat down, I lost track of him, and hit the grunt call. Then about 2 minutes later, I looked down to this row I was sitting on, trail, see a deer standing there. So thought it might have been the buck, hopefully. Shot it, saw where it run to, I'm about to track it. But I'm not 100% sure if it was the buck because the yearling come up beside my stand looking for his mama. So it might have been the doe. I'll get back with you. Alright, we should be finding some blood here shortly. Maybe. Hopefully. Make this job a little difficult if we don't. Hopefully. Some blood right there. Alright, let's see where this thing goes. This way. Oh yeah, she's bleeding good. At least you're finding her. Up to here, bud. Okay, I see her. She's up there in that hole. I'll get back with you. Well, it's not a doe. It ended up being a small buck. Oh well, he'll eat. I got my tarp out. I'll just clean him right here, put him in my pack, take him to the tag station. If not, I'll get tagged in the morning. But you know what? I want to thank God for another blessing. Continues to bless me. I think that's 7 for the year. 3 more and I'll have my goal. Get this thing cleaned up back to the camp.
Good morning. Just broke daylight Friday morning. Nice, calm, cool, probably mid-50s. Had a good night's sleep in the tent last night. Back in the same spot I was yesterday morning. Congrats to RJ. He shot a deer yesterday evening. So maybe it'll be another good day today.
So it's Friday morning. The sun's coming out pretty good. It's warming up a little bit. Done heard a lot of shots. Mara Park's got a lot of action over there, seeing a lot of deer again, so maybe he'll get a chance at that buck that he didn't get a shot at yesterday. I'm back in the same tree where I killed that button buck. But guess we'll see what happens.
So it's a little after 8, and I've had 2 does come through. I think probably the same 2 that were here yesterday morning, following the same path. And then a little while after that, a big cow horn spike came on their trail, sniffing the whole way. And there's been a bunch of shots here in the last several minutes, so the deer are on the move. Maybe a good one to come by here. It's a beautiful morning. Well, that's it for this morning. It's about 11 o'clock. I'm back on the ground. I'm fixing to go scout a little bit in this same area, and then go back to camp, eat some lunch, break camp, and make a plan for this evening. I'll definitely be in a different area, though. I mean, this is a good spot. I've seen several deer. I just want to find the big boy. So he may come through here later, but I'm going to go look at another spot. So y'all stick around. I'm in this other set of hardwoods over here near where I was at, and I had done walked up on this right here. There's a smaller rub right there. And there's another big one right there. This is tight quarters in here. Well, also an orange ribbon there. There are a few trees I could climb. If I don't come in here this evening, I'll come back in here during archery season for sure. Back at camp, watch for lunch. Wouldn't you know it, some more Mountain House. This time beef stroganoff with noodles. And it's really good. I recommend it. All right, we're back at our parking spot for this evening's hunt. And this is gonna be the last hunt of this trip. I'm gonna go back close to where I've been the last 2 mornings, close to where I was at yesterday evening, but in a different tree. I'm going to be in some hardwoods and a hardwood strip that's between 2 pine flats. That's where those rubs are at. I got a scrape nearby with a camera on it that I've had some good deer on that camera, and so I know it's a good area. I got a lot of hunting pressure around me. I heard gunshots this morning, yesterday, probably 3 or 4 within a couple of 100 yards, so really close. And that almost made me decide to go somewhere else. But what I'm hoping is that this funnel that I'm gonna be in, that these deer will be pushed to that point. And I've been letting deer walk, so I haven't threatened any deer. I haven't boogered the place up any, so I hope it works out. Who knows? We'll see. It's going to be fun trying. I always enjoy being out there. So, see you from the tree. All right, I'm finally up for the evening sit. I'm in this hardwood strip that's probably not 40 yards wide. This is the part of the hardwoods that I was in earlier, and I showed you the rubs. In fact, let's see, there's one of the rubs right there, about 10 yards away. But over here on the right is a pine flat that I shot a doe in during muzzleloader. There's a fire break there. That fire break's got some scrapes on it. Over here to my left is another set of this pine flat over here that I was in last night, and watching this scrape right down here. This is the scrape that I got my camera on. My camera is right down there. I've had some good deer on that camera with this scrape. So I got a good view out here in the pines, and I'm sitting inside this hardwood funnel. So a lot of pressure around me, but maybe the pressure will push the deer this way. We'll see.
All right, well, final afternoon. Found a lot of good buck sign today. Right up against this tie bait, real super thick, coming in and out of there. So hopefully something will come out right at dark. Maybe lay one on dirt. I'll get back with you.
That is the biggest false alarm in the deer woods. A daggum armadillo. Well, that's it. I'm back at the truck. Pretty uneventful evening, except I had not one, but two daggum aggravating armadillos under me. One in front of me, and then one behind me. I couldn't even hear good in past them on account of all the noise they were making. That went on for the last hour of daylight during prime time. But no deer until last light. Just before it was time to start packing up to come down, I had a deer walk from behind me from the rear out to the front about 20 yards to my left. And I looked at it in the scope just to see if it may have been a good rack buck or something. It was really already too dark to shoot. It was definitely too dark to video, but I seen no bone above the head. So it could have been a small buck, a spike or something, or it could have just been a lone doe. But either way, it's been a good week. RJ shot a deer on this hunt. I saw several deer. Earlier this week, I shot a deer. So the weather's been great. It's been a great week. Next week's Thanksgiving week. We got some more hunting ahead. So y'all stay tuned to the channel. Subscribe if you hadn't already. I appreciate you watching on God's Front Porch. You're a blessing to me. Have a good one.